Hi, I'm David Gross with Conde Systems, back with you to share a little bit of my wisdom for sublimation success. Well, if you're watching this video, chances are you have an interest in sublimation or you've purchased your first sublimation printer. So this video is really a beginning video, a primer if you will, to setting up your printer and getting the most out of your printer. Now, we have Conde TV, and I think we're up to about 1,600 videos on that. And so I have great setup videos for these two printers, the SG400 and the SG800. So I'm not going to talk too much about the printers other than to say that these printers have many years of, I guess, generations and tuning and perfection. And you're looking at an evolution probably that started with the Rico company and that led to the partnership of Rico, Sawgrass, and Conde to deliver what I believe to be the first turnkey sublimation desktop printers. And so these are great things. So what I want to talk a little bit about is getting started with the setup and preparation for success with these printers. Just as a little bit of history, I think this is probably, as we do this video, my 27th year with sublimation. These printers probably have their evolution of about 14 years. And so a lot in our industry has come together for what I call perfection, and things are very good. But again, in the grand scheme of things, it's not the equipment, it's not us, it's of course what you can do with sublimation. And today, we literally have thousands of products that you can decorate that are high value, sell for a lot of money, that are in demand, everything from metal art to sort of the beginning sublimation mug. So we've got lots of products. So let's talk a little bit about first, turnkey versus piecemeal. These are turnkey printers, meaning we're going to walk you through every step. We're going to help you get it set up. You're not shopping for the components of the product. You're not putting it together. You're not hoping that it works. These are turnkey products. Now, with that said, many people sort of, I guess, forget common sense, and they think that there's no learning or practice required to do sublimation well. And of course, that's simply not true. I tell everybody that sublimation is very much like cooking. Right ingredients, cook for the right amount of time, yields a great product. And so none of us learn to cook without some effort, some mistakes, some trial and error, some experimentation. Another great analogy is learning to drive. None of us learned to drive by getting on the interstate day one. We had to learn to back the car out, drive around the neighborhood, that kind of thing. So having a great car or a great kitchen, a great stove, in no way ensures that you're going to be successful. It's just a matter of putting all the components together. Now, here at Conde, that is our only goal, is to help you be successful. So with that said, let's talk a little bit about preparing to set up your printer. The first thing is making sure that you have what you need to be successful. Obviously, you're going to need a computer. You're going to need a location for the printer. But more importantly, you're going to need, I would say, a group of accessories. First thing is to understand that certain substrates require certain accessories. And if you order the substrate and then sort of say, well, I guess I needed this accessory, it's really going to prevent you from doing things well. And so two common accessories would be a Nomex pad, and your Conde rep can of course assist you with this. This is used on a number of products. It's almost always put on the bottom of your press. The green heat conductive rubber, another great accessory that's commonly used. For larger pieces of metal and some of the Unisub products in glass, we recommend some polypropylene fabric, quite inexpensive, but needed. And then for pressing shirts, which of course is a big favorite thing, we do recommend a vapor foam kit. This is a piece out of the foam. It comes in a roll. So I'm not trying to explain everything to you other than please, as you're getting started and say purchasing your printer, please connect with us so that we can do a little bit of an audit to make sure that you're going to be prepared for success. ProSpray is a temporary thermal adhesive that anchors the transfer to the substrate. Very useful for soft substrates, for double-sided products, and a few others. So needed. And along with this is my heat tape, which was here a few minutes ago and wandered off. And heat tape is a favorite when it comes to anchoring the transfer to metal and all sorts of things. And so between the ProSpray and heat tape, that's how we're holding the transfer to the substrate. Also, a lint roller is really a favorite, and you can, of course, get those at most any store, dollar stores, things like that. Great thing. And this is used to remove lint from products, maybe lint that you can't even see, that could indeed cause a problem. So there are a number of substrates that I would suggest you have. In addition, I like these leather gloves. You can buy them at a utility store because things are hot, and these really have reasonably good tactile function. If you see our videos, especially those on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, you'll see us in action doing it, but ultimately our instructions on our website, which are listed really underneath where you purchase the product, tell you what we would say is the latest and greatest instructions. And one last accessory is cover paper. I have the really nice stand from the great folks at Uline. Cover paper is absolutely necessary to put on the bottom and top of everything. And what this does is it helps keep stray ink from going to the substrate, just helps you with a number of issues. And so cover paper is helpful. People all the time wonder, what is cover paper? Well, it's just cheap, uncoated paper. You could use plain paper from a ream. You could use paper from the office supply store. There's just so many different plain papers you can work. I like this, and so really works for me. In setting up your printer, a couple of things is find a location. Obviously, you'll need power. The location needs to be relatively close to your computer. These are not wireless printers, so we're going to use a USB cable. In the event that you're in a more complex environment, these printers do support Ethernet and can be hooked directly to your network, and that would help you with sharing the printer, say, among different computers. And so as we go through these steps, if you will, decide how you want the printer hooked up, USB or Ethernet, depending on your situation. USB, of course, is very simple. I do recommend that you connect the printer to an APC brand UPS that provides a little bit of a battery backup in the case of short power outages. Okay, let's get to the meat of this video. I'm going to open the printers up, show you what's inside, and help you walk through the first steps. All right, here's our printer, and we've got a lot of tape on the printer, and so during setup, if you watch my setup video, we're going to take all this tape off, and at that point in time, we'll want to look and see what we've got here. What we've got here is we've got our power cord, and we've got our USB cord. All right, and so put the USB cord off to the side because that'll be a later step. Power cord, you can, once the tape is off, go ahead and connect it to power. And this box is our inks, and we do want to go ahead and take these inks out of their bag and put them in the printer. The inks install in this door right here. And of course, very easy to install. There's 4 bays here, and the color code on the bottom here shows you, where to put the inks. So it's very easy. Once the inks are in here and you've connected power, all you do is turn on the printer, and you've got about 6 minutes for the ink to start filling up the tubes that are in the printer, and then the printer is going to come to a ready state. At the point where the printer comes to a ready state, we want to do a nozzle check. Now, the good news is all this is in our quick start guide that comes with the printer. So this is going to instruct you on what to do. And we've got some catalogs. We've got a pack of paper that is sublimation paper. To do the nozzle check, we do recommend just doing it with plain paper. Now, when you install paper, there is a print side to this paper, as most papers, and so the print side would need to go face down. So in the case of this paper, it has a bright white side. That's what's going to be loaded in the tray face down. In addition, you're going to get a few test substrates. This is fantastic Unisub metal, and it's good for printing some of your first photographs, doing some calibration images. You'll get some of swatches of vapor polyester fabric. I think this is some of the, feels like the basic tee fabric, and a catalog. So you get some great things to get started. In addition, I do recommend that you have ample substrates on hand to start decorating right away. One of the tips that I recommend is that you start experimenting first with inexpensive white 100% polyester fabric. You can get that fabric from us. You can also find those fabrics at places like Joann's or Hancock, so that's a great thing. Once the printer is gone to a ready state and you've done your nozzle check, at that point in time, it's time to stop and call Conde Technical Support. And the reason is there are people out there, of course, and I'm probably one of them, that really want to do everything myself without the help of others. But in the case of getting the most out of these printers, I strongly recommend that you call our tech support. What our tech support is going to do is going to ask you a few questions and then remote into your computer and get everything set up. Now, our tech support does work 7 days a week. Generally speaking, during the weekdays, we start our day at 8 a.m. Central Time. We stop at about 9 p.m. Central Time. And then on weekends, about 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. as well. So we have a great staff of people that are going to help you get started with sublimation and be there, of course, to coach you through getting the most out of your printer. Now, after you've got your printer set up and you call tech support, we're going to ask you a few questions. One question we're going to ask you is, are you Macintosh or Windows? We're going to ask you, what application do you want to print from? Some people may want to print from more than one application, and we certainly can help you get set up there. But we're going to tune our installation according to your needs, what computer you have, what application you print from. And we're going to, if it's an application like an Adobe product or Corel product, then we're going to install what we call our SpectraFusion color management system so that you can get the most out of these applications that are really considered professional graphics applications. And you can refer to my video talking about our approach to color management through SpectraFusion. So at the point where we get you set up, that's the point where you want to start doing your first transfers. And so pick out your first image that you want to print and simply print it and start pressing it. I recommend fabric to be one of your first things because it's so easy to do. Typically it's 400 degrees for about 45 seconds. You can watch our videos on that. We can also hold your hand walking through your first pressing. Well, this has been David Gross with Conde Systems. I hope this video has been helpful for you. We look forward to helping you be successful. Till we meet again, thank you.